Hello and welcome to SLE. Today we're doing the instructional video for this 8.5 by 24 foot long concession trailer. It is black with silver trim. First thing we're going to go over today is power supply. As you can see on the front of this trailer, it has the generator platform with the extended tongue. For our purposes today, we are running off of our supplied shore line. However, whether you're running off of shoreline or generator, please make sure that the power supply is turned off before connecting to it. When you connect to it, you're simply going to take your plug, line your notches up, push in, turn to the right. This is a twist lock, 240 volt, 50 amp system. On the other end, you'll plug in your 50 amp plug into the receptacle, and then at that point turn your power supply on. So let's go ahead and take a look around the unit. Look down the side here real quick. This trailer is equipped with a 12-foot porch on it. Here we have the 36 by 36 access door going into the V-nose. So once you get inside the V-nose, you can see here you have the electric panel, inverter charges the 12 volt system, it runs off the 12 volt battery there, and then the fuse box for the 12 volt system. If you ever have a fuse go bad, there's a green light that will light up next to the fuse indicating that that specific fuse is bad. So it's just a quick, easy indicator showing that the fuse has gone bad. Come on around. Over in the corner there, you have the 6.5 gallon water heater, electrical outlet there. And you can see the plumbing along with the bottom of the sink. Here we have the 30 gallon freshwater tank. Over in the corner here, we have the water pump. And then down here, you can see the 3 lines, or the 3 valves. So this valve here runs on the main supply line that comes from the freshwater tank. So with all 3 valves, if the valve is in line with the water line, then the valve is open. As you can see in these 2, they are not in line, so both of those valves are closed. So this line here, this is the drain line to drain the main freshwater tank. So open that valve, the water drains out through the floor and out through the bottom of the unit there. And then this line here is the blowout line for the winterization process. You'll get the winterization process in a separate video. Just want to show it to you here. So you just hook your air line up to the air fitting there, open the valve up, and that'll allow the air to blow out the water lines. Alright, moving along. Here we have the water access panel. So in here, if you're filling up the freshwater tank, simply just remove this cap. Insert your hose here, fill the tank. Once done, remove your hose, replace your cap. Simple operation there. And then this one is for the pressurized system. So if you have access to a pressurized line, this does take a normal garden hose fitting, and it has, you can see here, it has a screen filter on it there. So once you plug into this bypasses your freshwater tank and supplies water directly to the water heater and the faucets. All right, and I will hang that key around the faucet there for when you take possession of the unit. Down here you can see a stabilization jack. It's simply that, just for stabilizing the unit. There's one on each corner, and I'll show you those as we move on around the trailer, but just keep in mind the stabilization jacks are strictly for stabilizing the unit, keeping it from rocking side to side. Do not use them to level the unit, as you could damage the jack. They're not designed to support that kind of weight. So Leveling needs to be done using the jack on the front of the tongue and placing boards or whatever underneath the tires to do so. All right. Here we have the 6-foot concession window. It does have horizontal glass, or I'm sorry, vertical glass that slides horizontally. 2 pieces of glass and then the screen inside each window. And then down here, 6-foot flip-up counter, concession counter. I'll show you that flipped up. There you go. And then to lower this, simply come over, depress that latch. Well, I didn't get that one latched in all the way down here on this end. Sorry about that. There it is. All right, so to lower this, push one latch in, push the second latch in, lower down. Pretty simple operation there. All right, next up, down here at the bottom, you see the drain for the waste water tank. So to drain the water from this, simply hook a garden hose here by removing this cap, or if you want to get a 3-inch hose, remove this cap, hook the hose in there, and come over here, pull the handle, open up the valve there. That'll allow the water to drain out. Once all the water is drained, just push this valve back in, closing it, and replace your cap. All right, here we have the 12-foot flip-up wall on the driver's side of the unit. Down here we have the two 5,200-pound axles with mag wheels. One important note on these, right here, this little center hub cap, just that centerpiece, that does pop off. Once every 10,000 miles to 1 year, you'll need to remove that cap and take your grease gun, connect it to the grease fitting that's in behind that cap there, and lube the axle and bearings and hub there. That way it keeps the hubs and bearings in good working order. All right, moving on around, there's the second stabilization jack on this side of the unit. And then here is the door to access the porch on the driver's side, rear of the porch. It does have a step coming into it. And then there's the rest of the porch. Do have a electric outlet here next to the door, and then one up on the wall next to the door that goes into the inside of the unit there. All right. Up here in the roof, you see an LED light here at the back of the unit, extraction fan in the center, and then LED light near the front of the porch there. All right, moving on around to the back side. On the back side here, you have the 8-foot half flip up wall with barn style doors at the bottom. Show you these barn style doors right quick. There it goes. Had to get the right angle, I guess. Now on the back side of this door here, it does have the latch here. You just simply pull it up, open the door, and then pull it up and slot it into its hole to close it. And then that door just closes right back up. All right, moving on around. "12-foot flip-up wall, half flip-up wall on the side here. At the porch. And then mag wheels on the other side. Each wheel has a grease fitting in behind that cap So there are 4 grease points for the hubs and bearings there, one on each wheel as you're going around. Also right here behind the rear tire, stabilization jack on the passenger side at the rear. Here we have your standard 36-inch wide, 78-inch tall entry door with LED light above, and then 6-foot concession window with 6-foot flip-up counter. Same windows that slide horizontally inside that. LED light on both sides of the concession window. And then same function and operation here. Depress the latch. Depress this second latch. I lift it a little bit. There we go. If you lift a little bit when you depress the second latch, the first latch will re-engage. So there's that. And then coming around, 4th stabilization jack at the front passenger side of the unit. And then here we have the 2 propane cages with 100-pound propane tanks as part of the gas package on this unit. Regulators, hoses there connected. So let's talk about this gas package. So the gas on this unit is the most dangerous part of this unit. Just want to make sure that everybody knows how to properly operate the gas and is safe when doing so. So before starting up your gas, the first thing you want to do is make sure both of your concession windows are open. And right now there's only gas supplied to the back of this unit, but make sure all of your half wall flip ups are up, all 3 of them. And then at that point, come inside the unit. Directly across from the entry door here, you'll see this light switch. That is the switch to turn on the exhaust fan, exhaust hood, or extraction hood, I'm sorry, here in the back. Come underneath. See, that's working. So once you've turned that on, and all your flip-up walls are on, or open, I'm sorry, then at that point you'll exit the unit, come back outside here, and now we're ready to turn on our gas. So, turning on our gas, first thing, sorry, one more step in this, not having the appliances in the back, I kind of missed this step, but once you've opened your half wall flip ups and your concession windows and turned on your extraction hood, then at that point you're going to want to go to any appliances you have in the unit that are gas operated, and make sure that those knobs are turned to the off position. Then once you've done that, we're ready to turn on gas. All right, so you're going to come here, turn on your gas valve, open that up, and then here on the back of the regulator you may be able to see where it says vent here. So you're going to want to kind of listen here and make sure you don't hear any hissing of gas coming out here or smell an abnormal amount of gas coming from there. If you do, you potentially have an issue with your regulator, and at that point you're going to have your local gas company come out and service the unit just to make sure everything's in proper working order. Once you've done that, if you don't hear any gas hissing or smell an abnormal amount of gas here, then at that point you're ready to move to the next step. The next step is opening this valve. As you can see, this valve is closed. It's not in line with the gas line. So you're going to flip this up, putting that in line. Once you do that, you'll hear an initial whoosh of gas come through here. That is all you should hear. If you hear gas continuously flowing through this line, at that point you will need to shut this off, turn off your gas valve on your tank, go back inside the unit, check your appliances, make sure that the knobs are turned off. If just double checking there, come back out, turn this back on, and listen to see if you hear that continuous flow of gas through this line. If you do still hear that, all your knobs are off, then at that point you need to shut everything off and contact your local gas company, have them come out and service the unit. You have a leak somewhere, you should not hear that continuous flow of gas. So one of the big reasons for this is, if you follow this gas line down here, you can see that this gas line runs underneath the unit and then up through the floor and the points that it needs to. Because of that, there is the potential that road debris, whether it be tires, just chunks of rubber, rock, wood, whatever could be laying on the road, could kick up off the road, striking that gas line and thus damaging it. So if you hear that continuous flow, please shut everything off, contact your local gas company, have them come out and service the unit. I'd rather be safe than sorry here. All right? But if everything checks out here, you've turned this valve on, opened it fully, right? Turn this valve up. That checks out. You don't hear the continuous flow of gas. Now you're ready to go back inside the unit and start the unit or start up your gas appliances. Okay? We'll go in here. Sorry about that. Siri has a mind to run on my watch here. Alright, down here in the corner, this is the lone gas valve on this unit. As you can see, it's in the off position. Once your appliance has been installed in the unit and the gas line hooked up, you'll need to make sure that that valve is turned on before trying to operate your gas. Alright? So, next, for the gas that I have, we do have here on the porch a carbon monoxide gas alarm. So this alarm comes with the unit. As you can see, I have it just leaned up against the wall there with the cord running over and have it plugged in there. It has 2 screws that come with it. They're in the back side to mount that alarm on the wall. You can mount it here, you can mount it over here at this outlet. I just set it there for the time being so that I can show it out here. But it can be mounted on the wall at any point here, and then just run your plug over to the outlet there. Alright, so as you can see on it, it's flashing an LB and then a 0. Means it's not detecting any gas A, and then that LB means low battery. That's because I do not have the battery in the unit right now, so that it doesn't run the battery down when it's not plugged in to a power supply. Alright, we've gone over everything out here on the porch. Let's go inside the unit here. So this is inside view of the 6-foot concession window on the driver's side. 18-inch by 72-inch long table with galvanized undershelf directly underneath the concession window there. On the passenger side, same setup, 18-inch by 72-inch work table there with an undershelf underneath the 6-foot concession window there. Up in the front, in the V-nose here, section here, we have the cabinets up top for additional storage. Go ahead and open those up. Just kind of give you a look inside there. Alright. And then the shelf here in the V-nose. Outlet plug on the wall there. Outlet plug on the wall there. And we'll check those here in just a moment. And then the 3-bay sink and the hand wash station there. Now these cabinets down below, they give you access to into the V-nose. As you can see here. So you can access the V-nose from there as well. Alright. This little switch here, this is your on-off switch for your water pump. So anytime you're going to be running the water through your faucets here, You'll need to turn that water pump switch on first, and then come over and turn the water pump on. And then we'll turn that side off. Check the hot water side here. And I'm gonna get a temperature gauge reading on this right quick. And we don't want Celsius. Just to show you that the water heater is functioning properly. 118, looking for about 120. 115 to 120 is what most health departments require. Now I do have it set on the max setting, so it's up around 124 now. You can set that to around 125. There's a 125 setting on it, and then so somewhere around the 125 setting, I just turn it on the max so that it would heat up quickly. And then here's that key hanging around the faucet for the water access panel there. We'll show you this side. Hot, cold water there. All right. And then here on the counter, the manual for the Larkin exhaust hood, extraction exhaust hood, the manual for the carbon monoxide alarm. Here's the battery for it, and then extra keys for the concession windows. Same key also unlocks the Vinos and the entry doors onto the unit there. All right, let's go around and check the plugs on this unit. 2 lights means it's working. Turn off this fan. 2 lights there. All right. So that's the 4 outlet plugs on the unit. Here at the back, I didn't talk about the door. So again, 36-inch wide door, 78 inches tall. And then up here in the roof, you have a vent there. It is a manual vent, so to close it or open it, you just simply turn this knob that closed it up. If you wanted to open it, you just turn it the other direction, and it opens it up, as you can see there. All right. And then inside here, we have an LED light here in the front of it, or toward the back of the unit inside, and one toward the front. And then here's the heat and air conditioning unit. So this switch here is your off, high cool, low cool, high heat, low heat, and high fan, low fan switch. And this switch here is your temperature switch. So that you can set that for cold air, hot air, in between there. And then this little knob here and this knob here are directional knobs. So if you were to turn this one off, then it would prevent air from flowing out the front of the air conditioner. And it would only, if you left this one open, then it would come out the back. You can have both open, or you can have one open and one closed. It's just a directional, depending on how you want to set it there. So, all right. This unit does have the ATP, silver ATP flooring in it. Step right there at the door. Right next to the door here are the 3 light switches. So this switch controls the lights inside the unit, and then these 2 are for the concession lights on the passenger and driver's side of the unit there at the concession windows, and then of course the light at the entry door. All right, over here on the door, this sticker here goes over just general safety and maintenance for the unit, startup procedures, shutdown procedures, and things to check before transit, such as checking the lug nuts, pressure on the tires, check your brake lights, turn lights, blinkers, that would be your turn lights, running lamps, things of that sort. So we've gone over everything that's on this unit. Next, let's go over shutdown procedures. So shutdown procedures are essentially going to be about the same as startup, just kind of in reverse, right? So with your gas appliances, first thing you want to do, turn them off. Once you've turned them off, you're going to go outside the unit, and we'll come back out here and just kind of walk through this right quick. So you're going to come back out here after you've turned your appliances off. You're going to turn this valve to the off position, closed position, and then fully close this valve, right? Once you've done that, then you can come back inside the unit, turn your extraction hood off, and if desired, shut down your half wall flip ups here, okay? So with the water, what I recommend to everyone, a couple of things. So before turning on or plugging in your water heater, you want to come to your faucet, either one, well, both of them really. Turn on the hot water side and let that run till you get a good, steady, consistent flow of water like you see here. At that point, that is what signals you that your water heater is full. It has water all throughout this unit. The reason for that is if you don't fill that water heater before plugging it in, you can burn up the element in it. You don't really want to incur that extra cost to replace an element, or worst case, replace an entire water heater unit, when you can just simply turn the water on, wait for it to run where it has a good consistent flow of water. Especially after a winterization blowout, something along those lines. If you've blown it out for the winter, you come back in, when you turn that water on, it's going to spit and sputter until it gets all the air out of the line. So we just want to make sure that we turn the hot water side on, fill that water heater up, turn your cold water on, make sure you have a good consistent flow of water there as well, and then you're ready to go. At that point, then you can, with the hot water side, once you have that steady flow, plug in your water heater, set your temperature to whatever setting you want it at, and you're ready to work with it. What I do recommend to everyone is that when at the end of the day, when you're going through your shutdown procedures, go out and unplug that water heater. That way, when you get back in the unit, if for some reason you accidentally opened up the drain or whatever, that water heater is not empty, and it's, you know, before you plug it in, you come in, you run your water, you know that it's full before you plug that water heater in, so you avoid damaging it. All right. I believe that is all we have to go over today. Thank you for choosing SLE. Have a great day.